Okay, and we're back after a long time, number of weeks. A lot has happened since we last spoke. Back in January 1st, perfect, I get a phone call from Toronto General saying, "Oh, you gotta come down here. We have a kidney for you. Get down right away." So come down. It was down there by 1 o'clock. New Year's Day. And I get there and they say, "Well, we have a kidney for you, but you're the secondary recipient." So in other words, somebody else is the primary recipient, which makes perfectly good sense. So they put me in a basically an isolation room because there's a COVID outbreak on the floor. And that's assuming to keep me safe or something. I don't know. It was like being in solitary confinement, literally. And so that was a Saturday. So for Saturday, Sunday, I was in this room, going crazy, absolutely crazy. And nothing is more depressing than having a room overlooking University Avenue on a weekend when nothing is happening, no human beings are out there, and you're isolated because they want to keep you safe in case they do a transplant. I think some of you know that my kidneys were not functioning properly. I think they were down to 3 or 4 or 5%, both of them. So this was, and they finally told me, they said, "Well, you're AB positive. This kidney is not AB positive. That's why someone else is the primary recipient." So I waited there for literally all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Monday morning they come and they talk to me and they say, "Okay, well, we had 2 kidneys actually, and we had to we gave them away to, if you're an A or a B and you have an A or a B kidney blood type, then that's where the kidney goes. An A positive person can only accept an A positive kidney." So they gave 1 kidney away to someone who's spleen, something had died in any way. They needed a kidney. And then they gave away a 2nd kidney. They had 2. And they said, "Well, the good news is there's 1 coming in tonight." And I said, "No, I'm going home. I spent 48 hours in solitary confinement, basically." And I said, "No, on January 3rd, I'm going home." So I went home. And January 10th, I get another phone call. It was a Sunday morning. And they said, "Okay, come on back down. You're going to do the procedure tomorrow, and you are the primary recipient." Okay, so down I went. You pack up everything within 2-3 hours, and you run down there. And on that was the 9th. Sunday the 9th. So Monday the 10th, about 4 o'clock, I get a kidney. Turns out the kidney is 13 years older than me. 13 years? Yeah, it's from an older person. So that was Monday the 10th. And then I didn't feel any different, didn't feel any heavier. Kidney weighs about a quarter pound. So think about quarter pounder from McDonald's. That's what a kidney weighs. And then there was a bit of fluid buildup beside the kidney, which prevented the kidney from expanding and waking up and doing its job. So they put in a drainage tube, which I still have, and to drain away the excess fluid. It's been a couple of weeks for that. I guess I'll be on that for another week or 2 or whatever until the stuff stops. But the advantages and disadvantages of a new kidney. Well, it's not a new kidney; it's older than me. But the disadvantages of it, the advantages of a kidney. No, let me go back. If you're on dialysis, and I was on dialysis for 5 days a week, 2.5 hours each day, so 12.5 hours during the week. Even if you go 12.5 hours, Dialysis only does about 10% of the work in a week of one kidney, what one kidney will do in a 24-hour day. That's only 12%, 10%. So obviously it's better to have a kidney. So people are saying, well, you don't have to go to dialysis anymore. True. And when you're on dialysis, you can only have 1 liter of fluids maximum a day. You can only eat certain foods. You got to avoid tons of everything else. And if you're on dialysis, the diabetic menu and the kidney menu are mutually inexclusive of each other. Meaning, it's not a Venn diagram. There's no overlap. Okay, if you're on a diabetic diet, everything is brown. Brown rice, brown this, brown that, brown that. Healthy. Fiber. If you're on a kidney diet, that's different. Everything is white. White bread, white this, white that, white. All the stuff they tell you not to eat. No potassium, no phosphorus, no this, no that. In fact, my nephrologist, the kidney doctor, we talked about this, and he says you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't. No milk, no eggs, no cheese, no beer. So I said to him, what can I eat? He says celery. Yeah, celery contains tons of salt. He didn't know that. There's no overlap. So you're limited in your terms of diet. No oranges, for example, no bananas, no avocado, no this, no that. Loaded with phosphorus and whatever. So now that you have a new kidney, so I've been going to town on stuff that I haven't been eating for 3 years. Like oranges. I had a banana. Stuff with phosphorus and potassium and all the good stuff. And unlimited, drink as much as you want. Okay. My favorite drink is ice water, and I can drink glasses of it during the day. And I'm back to that. The downside is when you're on a kidney diet, you're on medication that you have to stay on for the rest of your life. When you get a kidney, you have to be on anti-rejection drugs. So no matter how good your antibodies were and your immune system was before, now it's greatly reduced. And I'm taking 18 pills in the morning and 9 pills at night. And the pills could kill you, But you trade one ball and chain for another, and it is what it is. So while I had, and the kidney's still waking up a little bit. It's only been a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. 3 weeks from the surgery. So it takes about a couple of months for the kidney to fully wake up and go, oh, what am I doing here? New body. Oh, okay. Let's get working. So when everything is up to speed, I will have 110% kidneys working. I don't feel different. I feel tired. It's a tiring process. And I don't know if it was the anesthetic or whatever. When I had the heart surgery 2 years ago, almost to the day, I had the heart surgery January 15th, 2020, and this was January 10th, 2022. And on the January 15th, 2022, I had the procedure to install a drainage thing. So 2 years to the day. I'm still recovering from the heart surgery. Anyway, the good thing is, with the medication that I'm on, so I'm losing weight. Probably brain cells as well. But that's maybe a good thing or not a good thing. I don't know. But it was a procedure. It was a procedure. And I'm in a room, a hospital room, with 3 other people. And they're all transplant type people. There was one gentleman with a liver transplant, another transplant, kidney transplant gentleman, much older than me, and another one who received a kidney. So they must have, gone shopping and bought a bunch of kidneys, and they were giving them out left and right and center. And one gentleman was from North Bay, and that weekend, the day or 2 days or 3 days after I got the kidney, we got the same day, was that massive snowstorm. And I'm looking out the window. I'm overlooking Sick Children's Hospital on one side and Princess Margaret on the other. And it was like I went away from the window, and I came back an hour later, and boom, white. It all came down at once. And it was just amazing. So this woman, this gentleman's wife, had driven all the way in from North Bay to drop him off for the surgery. And then she went back to North Bay to pick up his items in a 4-hour drive. And then came back from North Bay to drop stuff off to him. And at that point, the floor was still in lockdown. So she couldn't actually see him. So she had to send it up to him via delivery service, and they dropped it off to the desk, and they dropped it off to him. So, I mean, here I was coming from Thornhill, and it took an hour to get down there on any good day. And here she's coming from North Bay in a blizzard, in a snowstorm. So that's what some people take. But I feel tired, and my hands are shaky. Like I'm holding up water, and I'm literally doing this. But that could be the anesthetic. That could be. My hands have been doing that ever since the heart operation. So now they're doubly. But it is what it is. And do I feel different? I don't. I honestly don't. Oh, you'll feel great. You'll have lots of energy. Maybe later. But it's only been, today's the 4th. So it hasn't quite been a month yet. But that's where I've been. You get up and you don't. I sit down and I have to get up and I say, oh my God, I've got to stand up now. And that takes a bit of effort. I mean, I can drive downtown. I go downtown for blood work, or I did. But getting up and walking around, it's tiring. It's tiring. The advantage is, of course, that you can eat what you want, drink what you want. The kidney works to drain your system of all kinds of toxins and stuff like that. Certainly better than dialysis. But I do miss the dialysis in a couple of ways. You build up friendships. And I still keep in touch with some of the people that we were in the dialysis session together. And the nurses in the dialysis clinic at CNIB, which is part of Sunnybrook, were absolutely amazing. I mean, they made a miserable situation of sitting in a chair for 2.5, 3, 4 hours so much better. And the nurses downtown at Toronto General, I can't say enough about them. They went over and above the call of duty on many different occasions. They were absolutely wonderful. You have to be. I've heard stories, horror stories, and nurses in other wings and general hospital wings and different hospitals. But in that particular ward, in that particular floor, they were amazing. They were. They did whatever they could for you. And so that was a good thing. But anyway, so I'm here with an extra organ, which I don't play organ, by the way. I play piano. So an extra organ, which the body is... by taking all these pills, the body is told, leave it alone. Don't reject it. Leave it alone. So the body's going, fine. So you have to take pills every 12 hours. A mess of them. 4 different anti-rejection drugs, which reduces your immune system. 2 water pills. A pill to protect your stomach. A diuretic, I forget, a bunch of other stuff, and the same thing with the evening. A heart pill, which I'm on. Lots of pills, and what I do is I set them out for the week. right? Monday to whatever. And depending on your blood work, they might tweak the dosage from day to day or week to week or whatever. So you got to take them exactly every 9 hours. So 9 in the morning, 9 at night, 9 in the morning, 9 at night. If you are an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours late, that might kick in the rejection process. And so you have to really, really focus on what you're doing. And I have reminders on my phone, on my computer. Just, hello, pill time. So that's what you do. I haven't quite figured out if I can take them with vodka yet. I'm going to find that out. Taking pills with vodka, I think, is a much improved, or gin, or single malt scotch. That's also good, too. Yeah. Beer? No. Too much fizz. But I haven't figured that out if it's even possible. Apparently there's one drug out there, I'm not sure which, that doesn't play well with alcohol. So it is what it is. But at least you're free to eat basically whatever you want. There's no dietary restrictions. And sorry, I'm tired. That's another thing. You get tired, and I'm sitting in an office chair, my chair upstairs, and I fall asleep in the chair. And I'll be watching something on TV or on the computer, like YouTube, for example. I'll be watching a concert on YouTube. I'll fall asleep. I'll wake up. It's the third video, right? I've finished that one, missed another one, and now I'm on a third video. And where'd that come from? So anyway, I thank you all for your responses and your best wishes. When I threw that thing up on Facebook, I didn't expect to receive so many people. Get well soon. I appreciate that. That meant a lot. Hearing from people who I have not heard from in decades. I'm surprised you guys still remember me. Well, now you know what I look like. A little bit different from what I used to look like. So I want to thank all of you who responded for that. And I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I just wanted to bring you up to date with what it was like to be called down to get a kidney or any transplant. They were transplanting things left and right. There was a lung transplant, a liver transplant. There was another transplant, and there were 5 kidney transplants. And so it is what it is, and I guess I'll feel better over time. But as you know, I'm a really impatient person. There's things that I'm not type A, but I'm very impatient. To me, sitting still and doing nothing is like, the worst thing you could do to me would be put me in a room for 48 hours staring out windows with nobody around. That was torture. In the ward, at least I got to bug the other people in the ward. But it's okay. They were buggable. And one guy who had a liver transplant had liver cancer, and they removed 2/3 of his liver. It's sclerosis of the liver cancer, something like that. He was a big drinker, and it didn't help the cancer. So he had been married and had 2 grown children, and out of the blue, well, not out of the blue, but in a manner of speaking, out of the blue, about 1.5 years ago, they had a new baby, and it was a kind of a whoops thing. And so when he got the call for liver transplant, he said, well, we now have something to work towards and work with, an infant. So he went and got the liver transplant. So his chest looked like a mass, like a railroad diagram of northern Ontario with all the staples and everything. But he's quite thankful, and one other gentleman insisted on being on the phone with his wife using not FaceTime, speakerphone. and he had the speaker, either the phone cranked right up, and his wife would be talking to him, and she would be talking to him for hours. And it became a bit of a disturbance for all of us. But she hadn't seen him for 3-4 weeks apparently, and the day I left the thing, that's when they lifted the lockdown. She could say she could come and visit him. But I guess I got lucky, and here I am. So it's been a while. I know that. I had every intention of going online and doing a video before, so I'm doing it now. Still not 100%. Still tired. Still shaky, and have a bit of ways to go. But I mean, other than going out for blood tests and whatever, I just stay at home and sit on my butt, which is what you have to do, I guess. So I'm doing it. Not happy about it, but that's the way it is. So anyway, again, I thank you all for your nice comments and your get well soon thingies. I appreciate that. And I'll talk more about this in the next video. There's more to talk about. But I just wanted you guys to know that still in one piece, still good looking, still a pretty face, and we'll be back to you soon. Anyway, have a good day. It's cold out there. It's nuts out there. And avoid downtown over the weekend because the stupid truckers thing is happening, and freedom whatever it is. That's another thing I'll talk about later. Anyway, all the best. Stay well. Get your shots. Wear a mask. And that's it. Take care. Bye.